What's up guys, it's your host Spartanic Arts DxD back with another high school DxD related video, and today we have What If Issei Went Solo Part 2. Let's try to hit the like goal of 600 like again, and if you guys want to know exactly when I upload, click the little blue button right next to the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for the support. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Chapter 6, Showdown. Issei promoted to Rook. He and Riser charged at each other, both took a punch in the face. Both stumbled back, but Riser recovered quickly and went for another punch. Issei dodged to the side and parried his punch, then countered with a punch to Riser's temple. This distorted Riser and gave time for Issei to bust up Riser's knee. He kicked in Riser's knee and crack sound very audible, and so was Riser's scream. Konako and Azia flinched at the sound. Riser's healing factor would kicked in and his knee healed completely. Riser then kicked Issei only for it to meet blocked. Issei broke his leg again and then tossed his Riser through a boulder. Issei picked up a large rock and tossed it at Riser. Riser dodged, but it didn't expect the small rock coming towards him at super speed. The rock went right through his chest and he healed almost instantaneously. But Riser was getting angry and stopped holding back. He charged at Issei faster than before and punched him in the face. Issei was sent through several trees but got back up and made his way to Riser. This time Riser sent fireballs at him and actually hit Issei directly in the chest. The burning sensation made Issei scream from physical pain. He was breathing heavily after that and didn't notice Riser about to tackle him to the ground. Issei looked at Riser and saw a face of a pissed off Phoenix way too close to dodge. Riser tackled him to the ground and engulfed his own one hand in flames while the other one choked Issei. Issei could barely breathe and his Rook promotion timed out. "You fought well, boy, but you lose. Rias will be mine and I'll have fun torturing you starting now," Riser said. Riser pressed his flamed fist on Issei's chest, started burning Issei without killing him. Issei could barely let out a scream since Riser was choking him. That hot burning sensation was the same as the day he was killed by a fallen angel, and now he's reliving it again. Issei's eyes rolled back at the back of his head and Riser stopped, thinking he killed Issei. "Whoops, looks like he's dead," Riser said. Everyone was staring at Issei, who was laying there motionless, while Riser just stood up and grinned at his victory. Rias got up and flared her aura from rage, but it vanished after a few seconds and Rias broke down crying and so did the rest of her team. "No need to cry for such a weakling," Riser said. That's when everyone felt the dark energy, and it was enough to make Riser tense. They looked at the source and saw it was coming from Issei, who was now standing. Riser backed away and started to sweat. Issei emitted a dark red aura, what no one would have expected, even Sir Zex and Gravia along with Riser's parents. Issei looked at Riser with killing intent and said the two words that no one will forget: "Balance, break." A full red gauntlet appeared on Issei's arm and his energy skyrocketed, and what everyone saw was the red dragon with green eyes appear behind Issei. It let out a powerful roar and descended upon Issei, embracing him. A red light revealed Issei clad in full red armor with the same very metallic whip. Like a tail, he hit Riser with a bigger and stronger. A pair of red dragon wings and a helmet with two golden horns. The two golden spikes protruding from his elbows. The spikes were hollow. Issei officially made his debut as the Red Dragon Emperor for the Devil King and Phoenix clan. "Issei, you're... damn," Rias said. Issei ignored her and ignited his thrusters and flapped his wings at the once, which he set him rocketing towards Riser, and roundhouse kicked him in the ribs, easily breaking them. Issei then uppercut Riser and sent him several meters into the air. Before Riser could even spread his wings, fire wings, Issei appeared from above and kicked him straight down. Riser hit the ground enough force to create a small crater. Issei landed next to Riser to see if he was still conscious. To pleasure, he was. Riser stood up quickly and was breathing heavily. "So, this is what you meant by having a surprise." Riser took more deep breaths and steadied himself. "Not bad at all, kid, but you won't win." Riser gathered a massive fireball in his hands above Issei's head. Issei chose to strike before Issei scorched the field and everyone on it. Issei radiated his claws, and from the spikes on his elbow erupted flames. Issei went straight to Riser and pierced his chest with the help of thrust on his elbows. Issei grabbed Riser's heart and said, "Give up or die painfully." "Are you stupid or something? Crushing my heart won't do anything. I'll just regenerate, you fool." "I warned you." Issei said. Began squeezing Riser's heart and it twisted without damaging it. Riser suddenly started shaking and screaming from pain. "What are you doing? It hurts, damn it! Let it go! Why does it hurt?" Riser said. "That's because I'm not crushing your heart. Just stop the blood flow, enough to hurt you but not kill. Right now your regeneration is useless, so there's no damage to any of my arm going through your chest. I'm giving you a heart attack." Alright, I give up. You win, let go, please," Riser said. "Alright, but only if you said please." Issei tossed Riser aside and Riser retired. Riser's Phoenix has surrendered. Rias Gremory wins. Nobody could believe that Issei went from being one of the weakest to being the strong enough to beat Riser, who is well known as a high-class devil on his own. Issei dispelled his armor, and only the gauntlet remained. "Well done, partner. Achieving complete balance breaker on your first attempt is a feat that none of my previous hosts have achieved. Be proud," Drake said. Issei was clearly drained of almost all of his energy using his balance breaker and going all out against Riser. "Thanks, Drake," Issei said. Issei walked towards the tree and sat down, then leaned on it and tried to catch his breath. Rias and the others took their sweet time to come over their senses, but then again, they can't be blamed as the situation did a full 180 and they won. After processing what happened, Rias got up and ran towards Issei. Issei gave her a glare and stopped midway and closed his eyes. Rias just stood there, feeling conflicted. So many emotions, but none greater than regret and sorrow. Sir Zex appeared, along with Grafia and Riser's parents. Issei stood up and bowed to them, since he still respected them. "Issei, I am truly impressed by what you did. Congratulations, Sir Zex." "Thank you, my lord," Issei said. "Issei, I already told you you're like my brother, so you need to be formal with me," Sir Zex said. "Yeah, sorry, Sir Zex. You are the Devil King, after all." "Well, that's true. So, Issei, I was thinking since you turned the tide, I'll grant you any wish you desire." "I thank you, but if it's alright with you, then can I have some time to think about it?" "Of course you can. Now the rest of you, go get your injuries checked, except for you, Rias. You should stay," Sir Zex said. "Alright," Rias replied. Akano, Azia, Konako, and Kiba go to the medical room via teleportation. Riser's parents came forward. "Issei and Rias, we apologize for everything our son has put you through," said Rias' father. "If there's anything we can do to make it up to you, let us know," Rias' mother said. "We appreciate the offer, but there's no need. What matters is that it's all over, and no one will know," Issei said. "I hope I'm not wrong to say this, but I'm glad you won," Riser's parents said. Issei and Rias looked up with a surprise. Riser was too full of himself, and despite our best efforts to teach him on humility and respect, but hopefully his loss will teach him that lesson. "We'll be better get going now and check on Riser and Ravel. Take care," Riser's parents leave. But they both teleport away, leaving Gravia, Sir Zex, Issei, and Rias. "Now, will someone care to explain what happened to your team, Rias? They were barely good as their usual selves." "Yes, do tell," Sir Zex said. Both of them were dead serious. Even though it was hard, Rias told the truth, everything that happened in the past 5 years. Both Grafia and Sir Zex were livid at how Issei treated Issei, but calmed down enough to think rationally after hearing the recent events a few days prior to the match. "I'm really disappointed in you, Rias. Normally I'd punish you by handing over your territory of Ko to Son of Citri and revoke your high-class status, but I think you've been punished enough. Issei, I'm sorry that you went through all of this. But why didn't you come to us about this? If you were so unhappy and no longer loved Rias, I would have done something," Sir Zex said. "I did because I owed myself for saving my life, even though she was partly the reason behind my death, but I didn't want you to trouble you with something like that," Issei said. "You think that's what you went through was little? You suffered for 5 years and 14 before that. You suffered every step of the way," Grafia said. "Yeah, but no more. I'm done. I've saved her life, she saved mine, so now we are even and I'm no longer the weakling everyone knew," Issei said. "You did get strong, and to be the Red Dragon Emperor, wow. It was awesome," Sir Zex said. "Thanks. Well, we should all go home. Is that alright with you?" "That's right. You should have school tomorrow, but it's understandable. If you want to take a day or two off, that's fine," Grafia said. "I actually want to. There's something I need to do," Issei said. "Like what?" Rias replied. "You'll see. It's going to be fun." "Fun for whom?" Grafia said. "I guess we'll see," Issei replied. "Alright, you two go home and get checked by the medical team, then go home." Both Issei and Rias bowed and then left. And that is the end of Chapter 6, Showdown. Chapter 7, Broken. Team Rias were all sitting in the medical room and got patched up from their injuries. The medic allowed them to go home, and they were all teleported to the park in Ko Town. Everyone was silent and just stood there. Issei looked at the night sky and felt the cold breeze. He then looked at his phone. It's almost midnight as he plans tomorrow, then begins walking towards his apartment. Issei, wait, Akano says. What is it, Akano? Issei said. He asked in an annoyed and angry tone. Thanks for saving Rias. Also, we're sorry for how we treated you. We just wanted to get you stronger. Akano, stop, Rias said. Issei is now extremely livid. You wanted to make me strong? Cut the fucking bullshit. You guys turned me into your fucking punching bag under the presumption that you're doing it all to help me. After all I did for you spoiled bitches. Kiba, I helped you with the holy sword shit. Saved Azia from getting raped, from the eternity from that weak shit Dodoria, and helped you and Akano with your fallen angel side even though I hate them, as much as you did. But there's a difference, Akano. Humans killed your mother, and not fallen angels. Only I was the one they killed. By the way, Rias, when you reincarnate someone who was killed by a light spear, make sure they don't have shards of the said spear still embedded in their fucking skin, you dumb bitch. You only made me suffer more than I already did. It still fucking hurts to this day. To feel my body burning, not being able to breathe. It was just like 5 years ago. You were there, watching as the fallen whore impaled my chest and twisted that fucking spear. Do you have any idea how that feels? Fuck, why did I even think I could love you? Love any of you? They all stayed silent, and he let out everything he held in for years. After a minute or two, Issei continues, but in a low and broken voice. No one wanted me. I was cursed, but gave my life to you because you gave me a place in this world. I thought I was finally doing some good, but you are, Rias said, meaning you was the worst luck of my life, Issei said. Issei finally let it all out, to the point where even he shed tears. He couldn't even look at any of them in the eyes. If I had known this is how I would be treated, then I never would have helped any of you. Azia, I can tell you saw me as a burden. I always saw your expressions when you healed my injuries. You were hated healing me. A part of me is grateful for you, but now I wish you never did, and unlike a certain redhead, I wish you have let me die. Everyone was stunned by Issei's words. He was so cold and heartless towards them, and they were just like him. And it made them see he was telling the truth. This was their breaking point. Everyone started crying, but then again, what else can you do after that? I'm done with this. I'm just done. I helped you guys, and I saved Rias. My debt is paid. Also, congrats, Rias, on being free. Now it's my turn. Wait, what? Rias said. Issei summons his gauntlet and envelops it in green energy, then puts it right through his chest. Everyone got up to stop him, but were pushed back from a burst of energy. They opened their eyes to see Issei holding 8 pawn pieces, and he dropped them on the ground. Why would you do that? You'll die. Those were linked to your soul, Rias said. Issei starts to have a nosebleed, and his vision becomes a little blurry. Like I even care anymore. Oh, and don't worry. I set up a barrier so no one can hear us. Goodbye, master, Issei said. Issei walks away and disappears into the darkness, leaving the others feeling rejected and miserable. Rias picked up the pawn pieces and noticed that they went from red to full white. There were nothing left of their magical properties. Rias immediately contacted her friend Sona, asking help via communication circle. Hello, Rias, Sona said. Sona, I need your help. It's an emergency. Just come quickly, Rias said. Teleports to the park. She sees everyone on their knees and crying in a panicked voice. What happened? Sona said. Rias just shows her 8 useless pawn pieces. Sona just covers her mouth from shock. Those are Issei's pawn pieces. Don't tell me he's dead, Sona said. He removed them by force and now we have no idea where he is. Please help me find him. Sona nodded and contacted her team and ordered them to spread out. He couldn't have gone far after they didn't know what Issei was used to his balance breaker wings and flew to his apartment. Issei grabbed the essentials like cash and ID. Just before leaving, Issei started to cough up blood. Looks like the Gremmer girl was telling the truth. You're dying, but I can help fix that, Drake said. How so? Issei replied. Since you're human again, I can turn your body into that of a dragon. You'll have powers again and be stronger than before and use balance breaker for longer periods of time, Drake said. But, Issei said, you'll have draconic features over time, and it won't be painless. It'll take months. I'm used to being in pain, Issei said. Very well. Then we should go somewhere secluded. I sense devils coming towards us. The mountains. They won't suspect me to go there. There's even a forest beyond that. It'll be safe there, Issei said. We should leave now before it's too late. What's your plan at school? Drake said. I can execute it later. Let's get out of here, Issei replied. Issei flies away into the forest just a minute or two before Sona arrives with Rias. They looked around and noticed that Issei isn't here. Where is he? Rias said in a worried, panicked tone. Rias, look, Sona replied. Sona pointed towards the blood puddle on the floor. Oh no, 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 Rias said. Rias started sobbing uncontrollably, while Sona just hugged her friend. Sona called Rias' team and let them know what they found. News later reached Surzex and Grafia, and they were too broke down after Rias showed them the pawn pieces. No, not my little brother. Why didn't I look after him? Surzex said. He went through so much, and we just let him go without helping it or comforting him, Grafia said. We need to have a search party out, ASAP, Surzex said. And that is the end of Chapter 7. Broken. Chapter 8. Return. No one could find Issei anywhere, almost as if he vanished. Surzex himself searched for a long time with Team Rias and Team Sona. They checked every part of Ko, no trace of Issei's energy at all. It's as if he was truly dead, and the blood in his apartment along with the memories of him were all remained. Everyone decided to go home after a fruitless all-night search. They knew Issei wouldn't survive more than an hour after forcefully removing his pieces, but Rias refused to stop looking. Team Rias and Team Sona still had the intent to go to school the next day, but Team Rias didn't care and continued to search for him for 2 days straight. Even searched by the mountains, but to no avail. Rias and her team, along with Surzex and Grafia, were devastated at the loss of Issei only an hour or so after showing his power as the Red Dragon Emperor. They were completely guilt-ridden and giving up after finding no evidence that he's alive. They declared him dead. News spread throughout the school that Issei was dead, and rumors about his death gave everyone mixed emotions. Some were happy, but some were actually sad because Issei never really hurt anyone. Those 2 perverted guys showed no sense of loss over their friend. They eventually had to live their lives, but it wasn't the same. Rias never really recovered and lived with the guilt, as did her team. All 4 of them kept 1 or 2 of his pawn pieces as a reminder to be better and treat others right regardless of their strengths and weaknesses. For the first month, Rias would have nightmares of Issei laying in a pool of blood. Repeating those words, he went to them when he was still alive. She would wake up screaming or start crying or even tried to avoid sleeping, as to not have nightmares but lack of sleep made her hallucinate, and would see a glimpse of Issei. What hurt more was seeing that not even the hallucination smiled, because he never did ever since she reincarnated him. Only anger, sorrow, or tear-stained face, Rias says to herself. Issei, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to make things right, Rias said. Her team and Surzex would come to check on her since they fared better compared to her. No words brought her peace and stayed alone. She tried to appear strong, but everyone, including the kids in the school, noticed that she was clearly in pain. It started when Issei died. Now back to Issei. Scene break. The night he went deep into the forest, he sat under the tree and spoke to Drake. Alright, now let's do this, Issei said. Drake, right. Drake sends his draconic energy through Issei's body, and Issei grunts from the pain. His body becomes more muscular. His eyes grow from brown to emerald green with slit pupils. Scales appear on his body, along with claws in his teeth, now that had long, sharp fangs. The pain finally stops, and Issei relaxes. Sorry about the pain. I had to accelerate the process to save your life, Drake said. I'm glad you did. The quicker the better, Issei replied. Drake, it's not over yet. Your horns, tail, and wings will grow soon. It'll be more painful than what you experienced moments ago. Why am I not surprised, Issei said. Rest for now. We will begin training your newfound power in a few days and adjust to your new senses, Drake replied. Sounds good, Issei said. Also, you continue to surprise me. What do you mean? Issei said. Not only did you achieve Balance Breaker, but became the first devil who removed his pieces by force and lived, then turned into a dragon by your own volition. Ha, thanks, Drake. Dragons are way better than devils anyway, Issei said. Ha, that's right. Now rest. You need it, Drake said. Sounds good. Issei immediately falls asleep. He started training and lived off in the forest for a few months, but made his own way to town every now and then. In the time he became stronger, his horns, tail, elbow blades, and made an appearance, but both were hollow, and flames like blowtorch erupted endlessly, which Issei learned to stop releasing, and even used them in various attacks. His wings, however, were taking some time to develop. Drake kept Issei's aura from being detected by anyone. A few months have passed, and Issei eventually decided that he's strong enough and that he doesn't want to live in the forest anymore. Plus, he's got the shit to deal with at school. It's about time he has made an appearance. The next day, Issei used his magic to make himself look presentable. He wore black jeans and sneakers along with a nice red t-shirt and white black jacket. He tried his now long hair in a small ponytail and used his magic to hide his dragon features, thus looking more like human self, and now he's taller. He went from 5'7" to 6'2". Issei walked into the school one morning and everyone was staring at him. No one recognized him at first, but one of the girls, Murahama, she walked up to him and said, "Issei, is that really you?" "Yeah, it's me," Issei said. "OMG, Issei, you're alive!" Murahama exclaimed for all to hear. Everyone was shocked to see the dead, weak, skinny pervert was now this good-looking, strong, tall guy. The news spread like wildfire and reaches the ears of Rias along with the two perverts. Rias didn't believe it. She spent months mourning his loss and still haven't recovered. These two perverts got to Issei at first and said, "Issei, my man, you're back." "No way. We're happy that you're back, dude. Now that you said we would go check some girls for old time's sake," Perv 2 said. Issei got pissed and grabbed them by their necks and lifted them in the air. "You fucking pieces of shit. Even after all this time, you still haven't changed. I came here to clear my name so I can get on with my life. And now you two, and since you two are the cause of it, then I'll prove it to everyone." Both were barely able to speak. "Dude, we're friends. What are you doing?" Perv 1 said. "Yeah, man, we never did anything wrong," Perv 2 said. Issei slammed both of them and knocked out the wind out of them. "You don't know what it means to be a friend. You're going to confess that, bastards, you set me up," Issei said. The crowd gathered around them and started recording on their phones. "Now then, tell them you were the ones who put those magazines in my bag and locker. Tell them that you made me peep on the girls and let them take the fall when you were spotted," Issei said. "What are you talking about?" Perv 1 said. Issei broke his hand like a twig. "Each lie will turn you a broken bone, and now you have 5 seconds to tell the truth." "Yeah, we never did," Perv 2 said. "Wrong answer, scumbag." Issei broke his arm and bent it 180 degrees. Some of the people in the crowd screamed and gagged. They never knew Issei was so brutal. The screams caught the attention of both Rias and Sono, who came in to investigate but had to get through the large crowd, but Rias heard a familiar voice. "Tell them the truth now or I break your dicks necks." Okay, I admit it was us. "Yeah, we all did. We're sorry. Now please let us go. Have mercy." Both started while crying. I did show mercy. Both of you can still jerk off with your own arms." The crowd went, "Oh snap." Rias finally gets through the crowd and sees the two perverts, each with a broken hand and arm respectively, then looks at the man who stood tall and was clearly the one who did this. It was him. It was Issei. Issei began to walk away after doing what he came for. The crowd began to diverse and pervs ran away from the crowd of girls that were going to kill them for using Issei as their scapegoat. Rias ran up to Issei and just hugged him. "You're alive. You came back. We all thought you were dead." Rias began to cry for tears of joy, and people noticed Rias Grimray was now smiling, tears of joy, hugging Issei, who broke the bones of two perverts less than a minute ago. Did she like him? Issei noticed the crowd whispering inside. "Rias, let go. As far as everyone is concerned, the Issei you all barely knew is dead." "No, you're wrong. You're still the Issei we love. Please just come back to us. I won't let you go till you do," Rias said. Akano, Kiba, Konako, and Azi came over to see what was happening, and Sona just looked on. She knew something bad had happened, but no one wanted to talk about what had happened. Only that Rias broke off the engagement and that Issei beat Riser. Rias' team all came up to Issei and saw it really was him, and now that he's stronger than before, he's got so much raw power in him now. Issei removes Rias' hand by force and looks at her. He noticed that she doesn't look like her usual self, judging from the dark circle skin. "I don't want to make a bigger scene, so let's go to the ORC room and talk. Also, call Sir Zex." "I actually missed that guy," Issei said. Rias and the others go to the ORC, Rias then calls Sir Zex. Issei only said that he misses Sir Zex and not them. Ouch. "Rias, do you need something?" Sir Zex said. "There's someone here to see you, ASAP. You sound serious. I'll be right over." Sir Zex appeared through a magic portal with Grafia and asked, "Alright, who's the one that you want me to meet?" He noticed there's a tall man in the room and noticed the similar energy. "I can't believe my eyes. Is that you?" Sir Zex replied. "Issei?" Grafia said. "Hey guys, I missed you." Issei had a genuine smile that none of them had seen in years. Both Sir Zex and Grafia just hug him, right with the tears in their eyes. "We missed you too, little brother," Grafia said. And that is the end of Chapter 8, Return. Chapter 9, Reunion. After hugging for more than a minute or two, Surzex in first to let go. Issei, where have you been for the past few months? Surzex said. We looked everywhere for you, Akane replied. Issei completely ignored Akane and responded to Surzex. I guess I owe you an explanation. I simply had enough of my life and wanted to be free. I removed my pieces and went deep into the forest. From there, I asked Drake to change my body from human to dragon. I can sense a dragon's aura, but you look completely human, Surzex said. Oh, wait. Issei dispelled his magic and his eyes changed from brown to green. Dragon-like eyes, his horns, claws nailed, and elbow spikes, but no flames were released. What? Everyone said. I wouldn't have survived if it wasn't for Drake. Issei summoned his sacred gear on his arm. Greetings, everyone. I am the Welt's dragon, Drake. Surzex and the others greeted Drake and thanked him for saving Issei. He, Surzex, and Grafia all had drinks together and caught up like the old friends while Rias and the others just sat there in silence. They all just stared at Issei and thought about how he was actually laughing with Surzex. He never laughed with any of his teammates or even smiled. The fact that Issei would rather die than spend another minute with them kite right through their souls. Issei, I'm really glad that you're alright, but there's one thing I want to know. It's about whom I will join, right? Issei said. Yeah, I've thought about it and I won't join anyone. Everyone was saddened by in response. But I'll be your ally since you and Gravia have been kind to me. However, there's one condition, Issei said. Which is, I'll help you and Surzex only, no one else. I won't join your spoiled sister's Parage ever again, Issei said. Rias and the others dreaded those words. Surzex and Gravia noticed that even they're hurting inside, so they decided to change the topic. So I heard you broke the arms of 2 guys here. What was that about? Payback. They made me look like a pervert and made my school life hell while all pretending to be friends. Just because I was weak. I became a target, but now everyone here knows the truth. They recorded it and I might ask one of them to share the video with me. Their screams and bones breaking is music to my ears. A chill went up everyone's spine. Why didn't you go to Sona for help? I don't know. All that crap was part of my everyday life, so I guess it wasn't worth it, Issei said. I wish you did tell her. That could have helped. We could have, Grapia said. It doesn't matter now. I handled it and I cleared my name. It's very satisfying, Issei said. Issei had a mad grin and it made everyone a bit nervous. Now that I think about it, I've been gone for months and after of my 3rd year, I have a lot to catch up on, Issei said. Should we tell him? I'll do it. Tell me what, Issei said. After you were declared dead, the school decided to give you an honorary graduation certificate in memory of you. Really? But I was so hated, so why? Issei said. The administration didn't want to do it because of the title pervert forced upon you, but the students protested saying that you were treated unjustly and eventually the admiration yielded, so the congratulations on finishing your academic life unless you plan on going to university, Grafia said. So I guess there are some people with humility here. And no, I'm done with my academic life. I'm almost in my 20s now, and I want to be free as a dragon should be. So did Sona take part in it? Issei said. Yes, she also insisted on it. Good. I should stop by and say hello. It's the least I can do. Alright, before you go, there's something you should know, Grafia replied. Yeah? Issei said. We received word the fallen angel Kokaville is coming to Kote Town with a small army of fallen angels. Issei got angry, to the point where flames were releasing from his horns and his elbow spikes. His aura flared and knocked his former teammates to their knees. Why are they coming? Issei said. Kokaville is a war maniac. In all of the factions that sees fire, he's lost his mind, Surzex said. I want in. I need to see how strong I got, Issei said. Sure, but you won't do it alone. Rias and her team will fight as well. I have to go back and stop people from freaking out about the other war. Fine, but Kokaville is my target and mine alone. When will he arrive? In a few days. Azazel, the governor of the Fallen Angel, tried to stop him, but was unsuccessful, so he contacted us. He also said that Kokaville plans to attack the school first, Grapia said. No, he won't get the chance. I'll kill him way before that, Issei said. I think you're the only one who can. Alright, Grafia and I are going to the underworld. See you guys later. They need to know what the Red Dragon Emperor is back, Surzex said. Take care, Issei said. Both teleported away. Issei got up to leave and visit Sona, but Rias stops him. Issei, wait. What do you want, Rias? Issei asked in a cold tone. Can we just talk for a few minutes alone? Rooftop, 5 minutes, Issei said. Rias nods and is happily to talk to her. They both leave to talk and the others waited in the club room. They were happy that Issei is back but not dare say anything because they are afraid of him and his power. At the school rooftop, so what did you want to say? Issei said. Rias couldn't contain her excitement. She jumped on top of Issei and kissed him hard. Issei was not expecting that he broke the kiss, then puts her down. Rias, stop. Just stop. I told you I don't feel that way anymore. But I do. I fucking do. I've been in loving you since you saved me, Rias said. Flame shot out of his horns, even his mouth went from anger. Don't mistake adoration for love. Don't make my fucking mistake. What? I've had some time to think in a few months, and I realized that I mistook my adoration for you as love. But I do love you. I know my true feelings now. There's so much more I want to say. I don't know where to start, but maybe apologizing the right way to go. Issei, I'm sorry for making you suffer. All of us are. You helped us through our personal problems, and all we did was hurt you. You helped Kiba, saved Azia, helped Akano accept her past, and fallen angel side. You helped everyone get stronger, but they were the only ones who called me my first name because you loved me. Who was I then? You saved me from Riser. You helped everyone. That's where I messed up, Issei said. What? Rias replied. After I did all of that. After you became stronger, you guys stopped being the people I cared about because you started to belittle me and abuse me. I used to love you for giving me another chance in life despite all the shit I went through, but the last straw was when we fought that stray. Rias just stood there in silence. Tell me, Rias, tell me, Rias, did anyone take that hit for you? Kiba had the speed, and Konako had the defense. Azia had the magic, and Akano had all three. So why didn't they save you? They were capable, if not then even more than I was. Yet I took the hit and was in a coma for a week, Issei said. Rias just sat there in silence. If you're giving me to love, you can forget it. Let me prove that we have changed. Rias pulls out Issei's pawn pieces and shows them to him. We've kept your pawn pieces. We mourned you for months. I had nightmares every time I closed my eyes and hallucinated when I opened them. I cried to myself, sleep, only to continue seeing vivid nightmares of you dying of a pool of your blood. No smile, no laughter, nothing but pain. Rias jumps on top of Issei and pins him against the wall, and she cries into his chest. We really did miss you. We wanted to make things right, so just give us a chance, please. Rias then continued to cry. Drake mentally communicated with Issei. Partner, she's not lying. I really do sense that she's being honest about everything she said and wants to make things right. Yeah, I know. I do want to forgive them, but I'm not ready yet. A part of me still wants to hurt them, but if I do it, I'll be no different, Issei says. Issei stops talking to Drake, then looks at Rias. He says her name in a soft tone Rias so desperately wanted to hear. Rias, I want to move on. I want to forgive, but I'm not just ready yet. I don't know when I'll be able to forgive. It could be a week, a month, years, a decade, or centuries for all I know. Rias looks at Issei. She could tell from the look in his eyes that he means it. All right, we'll give you some space, but please stay. The last few months were hell without you, Rias said. I'm not going anywhere. Not yet, at least, Issei said. Are you sure? I didn't oppose to fighting alongside you guys, now did I? I just don't want to be on your team anymore. None of that master pawn shit. I just want to fight Kokaville while you guys take care of the small fry, Issei said. No, you didn't, Rias said. Now let's go. The others are waiting and I have to visit Sona. Rias smiles and says, yeah, let's go. And that is the end of Chapter 9, Reunion. And that will be the end of part 2. Thank you guys so much for the support on this series. It's been absolutely amazing. Okay, I thank you so much. I worked so hard on that thumbnail. I thought it was so fucking sick when I was creating it. Like, I can't even lie to you guys. Again, thanks for all the support. 23,000 subscribers. What a fucking dream come true. It's absolutely amazing. Again, thanks for all the compliments on my voice, even though I'm just a normal guy, so chill out, alright? But again, all the what ifs that you guys want me to do, leave down in the description. I will be continuing this one just because I'm in love with the story specifically. So again, thank you guys all for the support. Let's try to hit 600 likes again. You guys already know the vibe. Let's try to get this shit. Let's get it, boys. So without further ado, thank you guys all for the support. It's been truly amazing. Peace. Spartanic out.